I'm back to look further into the air sign collective and what's in store as this year rolls out for us. We just got through looking at the winter season, and looks like it's really a time of wrapping up some loose ends to prepare for the new energy to come in. And now I'm about to dive into the spring season. Before we get started, I just want to say that this reading may resonate with you anywhere where you have strong air sign placements in your chart. That would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, or anywhere where the signs, houses are strongly aspected in your chart, okay? I am reading for a vast collective, so not every message will land with you necessarily. Maybe it will. But definitely, just tune in and be open-minded, and you'll know what stories are for you, okay? But I don't filter anything out. If a message comes in, if it comes in strongly, I have to speak to it because there's somebody out there that does need to receive it. And I'm not going to be getting in the way of that, okay? I'm just a delivery service. I also do want to say that I'm already getting sentience coming in. My nose is starting to go. I also want to say that, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm really looking forward to continuing to bring more readings and all kinds of good stuff to this channel. So all of those actions, they do support the channel and they help it build, help circulate the video out in the feed so that more people can come across what I'm doing and I can get messages out to more people. Finally, I do speak in terms of he, she, they, them. Whatever comes through is what comes through, okay? The kings, the queens, all of that. It's all just energy, all right? Just, apply it as it fits in your situation. And then the final thing would be the signs. I am going to call out the signs. Again, same thing. It's an energy, all right? And you don't know every single placement in an individual's chart necessarily. You might if you're very intimate with them, okay? But don't get too hung up on that, because I may say, Scorpio energy, for example, okay? And maybe that person you're dealing with does have Scorpio aspected in their chart, but maybe it's not their sun sign. Maybe it's where their Jupiter is placed, okay? Just to give an example. You also may be dealing with somebody that does have any Scorpio energy strongly aspected in their chart, but they just run that energy, okay? So think of it more in those terms. It's an energy signature, okay? So just wanted to get all that out of the way before we dive in here, and I am ready and raring to go. So we're going to look at what's coming in for the spring season for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. What's in store for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius as we move into the spring season here? Ooh, it's looking good. Oh, it looks good already. I've been feeling it. I don't know if you other air signs have been feeling it, but I really feel like it's about to fucking pop off, okay? I've really been feeling the energy come in. I just have to say, we got these two cars came out just like this, all right? They flew out just like this, face up. We got the Wheel of Fortune, and right behind it, coming in as a crossing influence, okay, is the Sun. Hello. I mean, this is some fucking lit energy right here. The Wheel of Fortune is all about a change, a change in your destiny. Something is about to radically shift. And I think that, that message has really been coming through for the Air Sign Collective quite strongly. That what has been has no bearing on where we're going now. We're heading into whole new territory, and wheels get things moving, okay? It's interesting. I just had a song go through my head, so I'm going to call it out. It's very random, but Journey, wheel in the sky, keeps on turning, okay? You might want to look up the lyrics to that song. There might be a very strong message there specifically for you. But, you know, there's definitely about to be a turn in fortune. And I also see this connected to actual movement, like things are going to get moving. I think spring is going to bring in opportunities for travel. For those that are looking into it, possible relocation. Okay, maybe you're looking at a move, something comes in, you get some kind of news. There's some kind of opportunity on the table that you weren't expecting, and all of a sudden everything changes overnight. Remember, we talked about it being like a snap, right? Like a snap. It happens just like that, okay? And I feel like that's what's going to happen. There's some kind of news. I'm really getting news is going to come in that changes the whole trajectory of where you're planning to go. And this is going to set you on a new path. And it may require you to travel to connect with this opportunity or possibly relocate, okay? But I do see that this brings a great deal of happiness with it, okay? You do not get a happier card in the deck than the Sun card, all right? So this is definitely a positive change in circumstances. So you've been through the worst of it, okay? You're at that point where it's about the trust fall, right? We talked about that, you know, how you've moved. It's been recognized by spirit, and it's going to be acknowledged with, you know, a change in your circumstances that puts you on a much higher rung of the spiral, where you really have an opportunity to, you know, just enjoy the sweet tastes in life for a change. The Sun card is also associated with the sign of Leo. So I don't know if there might be a Leo energy involved in this. For some, there will also be news of a pregnancy, okay? I see that. I'm picking that up with this, you know, child taking flight on that hummingbird there. Hummingbird medicine is all about joy, okay? And I just got, ooh, throat chakra. Maybe some of you are already making plans for this, you know, but you're kind of like keeping it on the down low. Maybe you're trying to conceive right now. For those of you that are in that position, I think you're going to get some good news about that come spring. If you are not wanting to get pregnant, air sign collective, okay, if you're not looking to, you know, make a baby, then you might want to bump up your protection, okay, because this message is coming through pretty strongly. But either way, something new is being birthed in your life, okay, that's going to bring a lot of joy. And that can be, you know, anything from a new relationship to a new business opportunity to a new living circumstance. But I do see this like concept of movement, you know, associated with it, and a very positive message coming in. And this card came out face down, so I'm really curious what it has to say. Ooh, it looks like it's an invitation, okay? Here's that Knight of Cups energy. Knight of Cups is associated with water signs, so that would be Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, okay? So it's possible that somebody with that sign strongly aspected in their chart could, you know, make an advance, put forth an invitation that you'll want to jump on. But this is something of an emotional nature coming in, okay? So that does tie into that, you know, news of pregnancy, or it could be a birth too if you're already, you know, expecting. But there's, you know, some kind of, you know, movement coming in on that level of an emotional nature, okay? Something that is, you know, positive and puts you in your feels, and is very inviting. But this is often like a romantic advance, okay? So I do see that coming in as well too. And you might be at a distance from somebody. Maybe you have to travel to connect with them, or maybe you go on a trip together, okay? There's some kind of like invitation. It might be an invitation to go on a trip, okay? Maybe somewhere nice and sunny with that sun card coming out. Maybe you're going to go to an island, okay? That came in pretty strong. Yeah, you know, you're really feeling yourself with this Queen of Wands energy. Again, this is associated with fire signs, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's a double Leo message there, okay? So Leo might be factoring into this situation quite strongly, okay? But this energy is really about just like, you know, you're feeling yourself, like you're in your mojo, you're ready to have a good time. Like, I feel like there's this energy of just like kicking out the cobwebs. Things have been sort of drudgery for a long time, and now you're just wanting to go and enjoy yourself. So I think when this opportunity comes in, you're going to be like all totally down for it. You know, you're going to take this offer, this invitation that comes in, and you're gonna go and have some fun. You're gonna kick up your heels for a bit and have yourself an adventure. And it's like, yeah, you've worked really hard for everything that you've gained. You're in this place where you actually have created a certain level of financial stability for yourself. There's been some growth there. You're in a more abundant phase of your life. This card too, that Nine of Pentacles with that Queen of Wands energy, okay? This is really like, this is like a woman who is very independent, you know. She's cool being on her own. She doesn't necessarily need to have a partner, you know. She's running her own vibe, you know, on her own. And that's actually the best time to kind of like explore these romantic opportunities that come forward when you're really like, you're in your own groove, right? You don't need somebody to complete you. You're just looking to connect with somebody that can share the experience with you and have fun with you, and, you know, see where this thing can grow. I mean, you've already done the growth yourself. So remember, we were talking about that just one away from the Ten of Pentacles energy. You know, maybe you're ready for that one to come in, okay? And we do see another advancement card right behind that with this Knight of Wands energy. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? Fire, it was 11:55 on the clock when I said that. Okay, we all know the 11 number is all about, you know, first there was 1 and then there was 2. That's been a big theme that's been coming up here. And 5s are all about change. And so there's that change energy that we were talking about with the, you know, Wheel of Fortune there. But with a Knight of Wands energy, the energy is very passionate, it's very purposeful, and things get moving fast. There's that, you know, I'm telling you. Oh, and right behind that, we got that Temperance energy, okay? This has been like the ruling energy over this whole reading for the air sign collective. Has been pretty wild, you know, bringing things into balance. And it's all that karmic balance that brings that Two of Cups energy in, right? The Two of Cups is all about union. You know, it's coming together in union of an emotional nature, right? And again, associated with the sign of Sagittarius, okay? So definitely there's a fire sign involved in this situation. Could be a Leo, could be a Sagittarius. We got a double message there. Let's see what we got on the top of the deck energy here. Oh yeah, and there's that Magician energy. Okay, so this came in when we looked at the winter season, all right? So I think that, you know, you're going to start to see your manifestations actually coming forward in the spring. Spring is really going to be a time when you see that energy actually working in your life. You know, expect synchronicity to pick up 13:33 on the clock when I just said that, okay? So expect synchronicity to pick up, expect there to be a lot more kind of these sort of kismet connections, right? We're looking for that soul tribe is coming in. So I think you're going to start to make those connections, and you're going to get all kinds of messages from spirit. I think part of the reason why, you know, the air sign collective is kind of held back from moving forward at this point isn't just because of tying up loose ends. It's also like we're waiting for directive, right? It's like, okay, spirit, you know, I've done the cleanup work. Where do you want me to direct my energy now? Like, let's get this show on the road. So I see that happening. Yeah. And you're going to write your whole new story here. You know, that's the author card I got in this deck. And I assigned that meaning to it, that this is really about you get to create whatever you want. So create wisely, okay? Because, you know, there's this thing with the Magician energy, okay? And by the way, Magician is associated with the sign of Aries, okay? So we have all the fire signs are represented. Air is definitely connecting with fire in the springtime, okay? And you know, there's this thing with air and fire. Air can feed the fire, right? It can cause it burn brighter, burn hotter, you know, it can be very passionate. Too much air can blow out a fire though, okay? So it's like, let the energy come forward, you know? Don't be so quick to interject, you know, in these situations. That's what I'm really getting. Let these fire signs like show you who they are and what they're about. Yeah, just keep that kind of like, okay, you know, receptive, but allow them to, you know, be the ones who kind of bring the energy forward. This is what I'm really getting, you know. Don't try to push things along, okay? And what I see here with this, you know, magician energy that I wanted to bring in is that, you know, a priestess makes all things sound. Okay? A priestess, a priest makes all things sound. So, you know, as things are manifesting, you know, make sure you're using your thoughts wisely. Thoughts are things, and they do carry the weight of responsibility, especially when your manifestation abilities are aligned. And remember, we talked about that coming in. Your manifestation abilities are heightening right now. You know, air is the initiation element. It is what gets the initial inspiration that fuels the vision, okay? That leads to connecting with the passion, the purpose, the emotions that brings about the manifestation with that pentacle energy, okay? Ted, the German Shepherd, just said yes to that, okay? He always likes to take part in these readings, so you might hear him tripping around in the back there. So that's what I want to say, like, guard your thoughts. Be very mindful in the spring. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it, all right? Be very mindful of how you're using this energy. Yes, and I do think that this, you know, news coming in, pages are all about news. Again, this is a fire sign, page wands, okay? So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's something about an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius coming in that brings this new opportunity, okay? And it comes through a message. Gets things moving very quickly. Yeah, right now, you know, you don't see it. It's, you know, working beneath the surface, okay? But just stay in touch with your intuition. And isn't that interesting? Here's the true pair. Wow, look at this. We got the Magician and the High Priestess. Okay, true pair. High Priestess, Pisces energy, okay? So there's definitely, this is about the coming together of two people who are meant to come together. And what I'm really getting from this is that this has been like, this has been called in, like, this has definitely been manifested, all right? And I feel that's just with intention. I believe these are two people that both have done a lot of work on themselves, you know? They've come to a certain place of spiritual understanding about their path, and they're in a place where they're each individually in their power, and they're ready to, you know, connect with somebody who can really create from that space with them. So that all looks really good. And let's see, you know, what's behind that. You know, but I think that there needs to be, you know, kind of like, I feel like there's like this surprise element involved in it with the tower. Towers are not always a negative experience, but I do feel like before this can happen, a tower does need to fall. You know, there does need to be, you know, certain obstacles moved out of the way, that maybe things that have been clung to up to this point, you know, held on to because they gave a feeling of safety or security. You know, to take this opportunity, it's going to take a leap for sure. But I'm also getting this dualistic message with the tower as well, that it's also like this matter of, this message is going to really take you by surprise when it comes in. This opportunity is going to be very unexpected. It's going to kind of shock you. But I think that there are some things that need to be let go of in order to move forward. And again, Tower is associated with that Scorpio energy, okay? We did see some Scorpio energy that came in for the winter time too. So it might be that Scorpio energy is what needs to move out. You know, that energy needs to be cleared. So there can be forward momentum in this situation. Yeah, because it's probably like a third party interference with this Three of Cups, and that's what blocks the celebration. All right, that's coming in. And let's see, cut of the deck, energy. Yeah, and if you move that energy out of the way, whatever that tower is that needs to fall, wherever the interference has been from the third party that's like blocking, you know, this forward momentum. And obviously there's certain people who are meant to connect with each other here, okay? But there's been some interference that's been causing complication. If that energy moves out of the way, it leads to victory here with this Six of Wands, okay? I mean, that's a really, really positive sign. I think it's pretty clear what's going to be happening during that season. Woo! And then we got the Emperor energy right there. Emperor upright, okay? And that is associated with the sign of Aries. And this brings justice. Hello, Libra, okay? And possible marriage. Okay, this might be the person you're supposed to be with. This might be the person that you're supposed to, like, you know, have that happy relationship with. Taurus energy associated with, you know, this Hierophant card. So the person that was kind of in the way might have both Scorpio and Taurus aspected in their chart. That's a possibility. Doesn't have to be. Remember, these are just energies that can be embodied by anyone. Again, with the Emperor card, though it's associated with Aries, doesn't have to be an Aries. Since this is an air sign collective reading, though, with the Justice energy right here, pretty strong message for Libras, but this applies to all signs, of course. Yeah, you know, we're really putting this energy behind us, air signs. All of that worry with the Nine of Swords, you know, all the stuff that, you know, we were stressing about, all of the looking back at the past that was, you know, keeping us sort of tethered to an old reality that was like, you know, a pair of shoes that was two sizes too small. Like, we're finally getting over that, you know, we just gave ourselves over to the hurt, right? To the sense of loss. You know, with that Ten of Swords, we accepted it. We didn't resist what needed to be let go. We didn't resist the pain. We allowed ourselves to feel what we needed to feel, and we did our grieving and we did our appropriate closure. Oh, Teddy's like over here, like, yeah, we did, huh? It's important. Yeah, it's very important. But we did all that, you know. We let ourselves feel what we felt. We accepted the L, you know, and it's like, okay, this is the turnaround point. Come spring is when it turns around for us. We move out of that tying up energy. We move out of the old cycle. We move into the new. And that brings, you know, just such beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy forward. Yeah. And something that can really grow, you know, something that can really grow with this Seven of Pentacles energy, moving us out of that Three of Swords, you know, that time of loss. And, you know, what a lot of people forget about, you know, with the Three of Swords is that, you know, after the loss comes the new, you know. There's always a turnaround with the Three of Swords. People only focus on the heartbreak angle of it. But the reason why the Three of Swords comes is because it's supposed to actually align us with where we're supposed to be. Remember, the Three of Swords is followed by the Four of Swords. That's where we let it go. We give it over to Spirit. We let Spirit direct the flow of our life and lead us to the next cycle and where we're supposed to be. And this brings, you know, tremendous reward. Yeah. It brings the Ace of Pentacles, okay? And that's associated with the spring season, new beginning, okay? This is a tangible new beginning. It brings good, you know, financial reward for the things you've been growing, you know. You're going to have that nest egg, you know. You've been wanting to build. You're going to finally have the money you need to move forward. That's what I'm getting. You're going to have the money you need to move forward and take this wonderful new opportunity that's going to come into your life, and it will bring you a lot of joy. Yep. And I say give it about, 2 months tops with this Eight of Wands energy. Things are going to get moving, and they're going to get moving very, very quickly. Lots of messages coming in, okay? Lots of momentum. Again, a travel card. Travel is aspecting strongly here. Yeah, and right now it might seem like it's taken a long time to get there, right? Okay, we feel like, okay, I've been feeling it coming, but it feels like it's been taking forever. Remember, this came in with the winter read, and he has that, Ace of Pentacles in his hand. Well, here it's finally like, okay, he's moving forward now. That energy is going to come in. Knight of Pentacles is the earth sign energy. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, okay? And we did see Virgo. I saw Virgo on the bottom of the deck here with the Hermit energy, okay? So there could be a Virgo playing a role in this situation too, all right? And it brings, again, those two souls that are meant to come together. You see here? There's that message, the message that is being brought in, and it opens up this magical adventure. Look at these two. Just totally enamored with each other, okay? Gemini energy associated with this card. And King of Swords energy right behind that, okay? So again, showing up in our own read, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, all right? So it's just a matter of time, but it brings wish fulfillment, okay? This read is pretty fucking awesome. I don't really want to mess with it, any further, because that just looks too fucking good. I'm tempted to do just one more cut of the deck though, just to see any additional, be aware. It's going to cause some drama, all right? It is. We talked about this. When this comes in, see, I was like, be careful. Be careful what you wish for. I should have done that cut of the deck, right? Yeah, it's going to bring some drama. There's going to be some people, there's going to be some people who feel really disappointed by this. They're not going to like this. It's going to cause some upheaval. There's going to be some people who feel like they're being left out in the cold. But you know what? This needs to happen with this Strength card here. You're going to have to tame these people, all right? You're going to have to tame them, Don't fight fire with fire. Don't get embroiled in, the drama. Don't get all caught up in that bullshit, okay? Let people have their feelings, Not everybody's going to agree with what you want to do, but you got to do what's right for you. And 28, 22 on the clock when I said that, okay? You got to do what you got to do. Empress energy is associated with this card, okay? Empress is associated with the sign of Libra, okay? It's also associated with the sign of Taurus too, but this is an air sign collective read, okay? So I think this very much so may apply with a Libra's need to kind of deal with, Leo energy, okay? And kind of like just tame that beast, They may not like what's going down. Yeah, I feel like they're going to feel pretty defensive about it, okay? They're not going to be in agreement with this. I think they might feel like they got juggled a bit, and it might feel to them like what's going down is unfair. But again, we see that this is like 100%. This is meant to happen with this Star card. This is destiny. Look at this love. Look at this love wanting to come in, okay? Star card associated with sign of Aquarius. So we have all the air, all the air signs showing up in this read. We have all the fire signs showing up in this read. We even had the appearance of some earth too, okay? So there's a lot of players on the board, and And anytime you have a lot of players on the board, you are looking at a situation where, you know, the possibility of conflict, you know, going up, you know, becomes more likely. So, you know, you just got to follow your heart. Do what feels right for you, but know that things are really going to turn around. Things are really going to turn around, and there's some beautiful energy coming in the spring. Spring is when it all kicks off, air signs, okay? And I'll be back later as we dive into summer.